Good evening, everyone. So let's wait for everyone to join and then we'll start. So today's topic is interview skills that will start. So we are just waiting for everyone to join and then we'll start the session.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, everyone. Just waiting for a few minutes and then we'll start. So today and tomorrow we'll complete this topic of interview, and Saturday we have the class.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Mr. Ankit. Sajan here.
Sajan, good evening.
Very good evening.
Yes. So how's the atmosphere?
Good evening, sir.
Kerala, I think so.
Yeah, it's raining heavily here.
Yeah, same here actually in MP right now. I am from MP actually.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I've been to Kerala, I think, in the month of December.
Oh, okay. So it's
Now
like summertime.
Okay.
December. Yeah, this is a very, very nice climate.
Yeah, Munna, like Kerala is the best place to live actually.
Yeah, true.
Yes. So which part of Kerala you stay?
I'm actually the northern side of Kerala. So we are part of Calicut.
Calicut, okay.
Yes.
Because I've been to only to Munnar and the nearby places. But it's
Munnar is towards the central Kerala.
Okay.
We have Wayanad as a hill station. Munnar is a hill station for central Kerala.
Yes. Wayanad, I think, yes. Wayanad actually altogether different route to explore, I think, in Kerala.
Yeah. Wayanad is a border to Karnataka. So you can come from Mysore and Bangalore.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I'll definitely will explore that part as well. Fine. Nice interacting. I think there are so many different people are here in the class to whom I learn a lot actually. And that's like the beauty to the faculty as well.
Super.
Yes, sir. Fine. So yeah, waiting for count to be 20 at least, then we'll start. And this topic is like more about technicality, more about situational based, but still we'll try to cover a few technical aspects. What exactly the interview, types of interview, technicality of the interview. And tomorrow we'll cover up one case study and one situational based analysis. Okay.
Sure.
Just waiting for 2 more minutes. Ms. Sajan, you might be, I think, because we are sending the case studies and all this stuff related to the daily practices, you might not be, I think, on my WhatsApp broadcasting group.
No, I am not.
Okay. You can just text me from your number and I will just add you in that, so that whatever communication we have for the classes, for the notes, for activities, you will be directly intimated for the same.
All right. I'll do that.
Yes. Do you have my number?
No, I don't have. I will note it down.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, give me the number.
99
99
260
260
290
290
96.
96. Yeah, I'll send it right away.
Yeah, just ping me and I'll just add you in that. Okay, because we have an activity on Saturday, okay, which I have already given last Sunday. Okay. Like on this Saturday, and tomorrow case study and one situational based analysis that I will share today itself. Okay.
Excuse me, sir. Can you repeat once again your number?
It's 99
Okay, 99 260
290
290 96.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, please, pleasure. Fine, guys. So I think we should start now. And the very important and technical topic to analyze and explore, that is about your interview skills. Okay. First of all, we'll go for the theoretical aspect about what is interview is all about. Now, as we know that like we are discussing about interview, and interview is something about analyzing the personality of an individual. Okay, how one can assess the different dimension of an individual mental ability, mental toughness, composure, responses, and reflection during that face-to-face interaction. Okay, now usually when we talk about face-to-face interaction, these basically interview process when we are talking about usually being conducted for not only for the you could say job purpose or particular specific domain or particular specific part, but this interview is basically having certain dimensions, certain you could say lines which we can cover up under the counseling, under appraisal, after placement, selections, exit interview we talk about. So there are certain, you could say, parameters through which we can always assess what exactly the interview is all about. Now, most important part when it's come to interview, it is basically an interaction and you could say an interactive communication between two individuals, that is interviewer and interviewee, and using certain, you could say, parameter or certain grounds, you are always assessing on some structured or unstructured way. Now, these type of interviews, when we talk about, it may be an open interview or a closed-ended interview, depends on the requirement of the company, depends on the requirement of the individual. And according to that, the interaction and the exchange of thoughts between two parties or between two individuals, that is interviewer and interviewee, may be stipulated. Now, the interview actually is from the word that is interview, which means to glimpse or to see each other, which is more about a face-to-face interaction between the two parties. When we discuss about the you could say the definition part of interview, it is a conversation between two or more people, that is interviewer and interviewee, where the questions are being asked by the interviewer to obtain the information from interviewee. Now it's up to the interviewee up to what extent, what preparation that one has done in order to face all those, you could say, questions from the interviewer, and whether you are actually standing as per the expectation of the interviewer or not. Okay, in such a cases, these are basically more about a structured process or a formal process through which we can always understand about the opinion, we can always understand about the knowledge base, we can always understand about the reflection, what exactly the potential aspect which we are expecting from a particular person. Moving further to the purpose of interview. Okay, as I told you, the interview is basically not meant for a particular purpose of selection or an you could say analysis. There are various dimensions which come under interview process. The first and foremost thing is all about the selection. Okay, selection, as we know that like you people definitely are, we have in the batches about lot of people belongs to different working profile or working domain, and somehow at the end they might have actually played a role of interviewer or interviewee. Okay, like being a faculty, if I'm talking right now, I have actually on the side of interviewer as well as interview in my life, and how this particular selection process is being done. This selection process basically is all about the screening process, we can say, in order to find out the potential candidate, or we get the right for the right job, right match for the right requirements that may be assessed by a particular. Second part is all about the promotion. As you know that usually when we have, we could say, certain assessment when we talk about in the organization, and you could say when we talk about the periodic performance evaluation, or we may talk about, you could say, evaluation on the basis of a particular individual performance in a financial year. On the basis of, you always actually conduct some promotional interview as well. In those category, you always assess the record of an individual for a particular period of time, and on the basis of those record, on the basis of those performance or the output given by the individual, you may actually assess a particular person, and according to that you will provide promotion to that person. Then similarly, like performance appraisal that we also discussed in the case of OB, that whenever you want to give promotion, bonus, increment, assessment, everything will come under performance appraisal. Okay, that is more about, you could say, a feedback of an individual from the concerned authority about the, you could say, the line individual, those who are working under them. And on the basis of the feedback by the particular concerned manager or the concerned authority, you may actually communicate the output which once has provided to the particular company. And on the basis of that benchmarking or yardstick, the person may decide upon what type of performance appraisal we need to provide in order to satisfy the needs and demand or expectation of the particular interviewee. Okay, there are three basic we have needs of the interview we're talking right now. Next one, we have the exit opinion. Now, as we know, that's very common nowadays, because whenever you leave a company, the top management or the HR always wants to know the reason behind leaving the company. Is it related to companies, you could say some loopholes, some technical issues, some, you could say, issues when it's come to structure of the company, issues may be associated with the, you could say, pay scale, issues may be associated with the job pressure we talk about. So there may be any reason because of that a particular person may leave the company, or he might get some better exposure, better opportunity in the market. So for all such reasons, you always want to know about the reason behind leaving the company, and according to that, you may actually find out the reason, and if possible, you may try to retain the person, whatever you could say, the dissatisfaction or the problem which a particular person is facing, and because of that he put forward the paper to the HR, and the HR will always want to know what are the reason behind leaving the company. And if the HR convinced with that, definitely he will not actually even propose any retention policy to the particular person, in case if the reason does not constitute to, as per the policy of the company. Then we have the counseling. Okay, counseling is very common process nowadays when it comes to interview as well, because as we know that nowadays it's a boom when it's come to counseling. Okay, counseling is somehow basically is all about if a particular person is in dilemma, and in order to resolve that dilemma in the organization, if a particular person has to take a decision, being a production manager, being a finance manager, being an HR manager, and if the particular individual is in dilemma, he will always actually take certain suggestion, some opinions, some inputs from their top management, from their informal channels as well, from their formal channels as well, from their immediate colleague as well. So whenever you are taking any suggestion, it may be formal or it may be informal, depend on the particular person's requirement. According to that, the information may be collected, assessed, and implemented as per the requirement of the company. So counseling may be one of the equally important aspect of an interview. The last three and the most general purpose of interview we talk about, that is about the admission interview. Okay, like before, as you know that whenever you are appearing for any IPS, IAS examination, or admission in the MBA, or even the banking job if we talk about, or any particular work profile for which interview is the most important, you could say, step in selection process of any company. Okay, so that is basically the part of your admission interview for your higher education, foreign education, professional training, professional interviews, all such purposes. We always conduct the interview as one of the most important aspect of a particular individual screening process. Okay, then we have the interrogation. It's very, very common as well, because as you know that certain suspect under the purview of the particular, you could say, judiciary, or under the purview of the police, we can say, or police custody, we can say. In such a cases, the police or the concerned authorities, or concerned, you could say, investigating agencies, they always interrogate a particular person, and they wants to know about the exact reality, and they do a lot of cross questioning, a lot of, you could say, situational based question, a lot of question based on the hierarchy or the you could say timeline when we talk about certain events, certain death, certain incidents, certain, you could say, a situation. In all such cases, the interrogation is the most common process by the authorities, those who are investigating a particular criminal case, civil case, any police case, whatever it could be. And the last one, the interview may be when we talk about by a celebrity, in a question answer round to a selected audiences. Okay, now these type of, you could say, interview is, it's most common like when you talk about any event, when you got modeling event, when you talk about any event for the, you could say, the celebrities, for models, where they always ask the question from the audience, and to the audience you are always liable to give the responses as what exactly the answer, and it is, you could say, more about a very random question you may ask from the audience. Okay, so this is again the one of the part of interview which may ask to a particular renowned individual, a personality, a model, a celebrity, and audience may ask the question random. That is called your celebrity interview, or an interview given by the celebrity or a model. These are basically the purpose of interview we are talking right now. I hope so it's clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's move to the next part, the essential features of an interview. Please, if you have any query, you may unmute yourself and please ask the query if you have. Next one. Essential features of interview. Now, when we discuss about the essential features of an interview, the first and foremost thing, the interviewer and interviewee must know the purpose behind conducting an interview or appearing for a particular interview. If the purpose is not clear, definitely either the interviewer or interviewee would not be ready as what exactly the questions or what exactly the purpose behind conducting an interview. And if the purpose is not clear, definitely there is no way a particular individual may ask the query or may ask or may conduct an interview in an organization. Okay, that is about the purpose should be clear, the focus should be clear, the theme should be clear to interviewer as well as interviewee. Second one, it's not about that only interviewee has to prepare everything or has to be ready regarding the job interview or any type of interview we are talking right now. Even the interviewer must also do a lot of homework before appearing for the interview process, because definitely you must be clear what exactly the ground you want to touch, what exactly the assessment you want to conclude, what exactly the screening process you want to do. So definitely there should be a mental makeup from both the parties, especially from interviewer side as well, whenever he or she is appearing in the panel of the particular interview members. Okay, next one. Whenever we talk about any interview process, these interview processes are pre-planned or pre-arranged. The date, time, venue, sequence, everything is always clear, except the dismissal interview. What is dismissal interview, please? Anyone?
When a person leaves a job,
Uh, that is exit interview actually.
or when a person is terminated, dismissed from a job.
Sir, is it
Warning letter, it's a
warning letter?
warning
Yes,
letter.
yes, it's more about a warning, more about a blow given by the company's HR or authorities. Okay. Anji, any example of dismissal interview? Anyone? Yes, anyone. Because sometimes it happens.
Sir, I am audible.
Yes, audible.
Yes, sir. Dismissible means there is some type of penalty or there is some suspensions on his job career. And second comes in terms of the unlikely farewell.
Yes. Unlikely firing, we can say, I think, even.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Sometimes what happen, usually there are certain events, certain contingency appears in the company. And if the person may be unethical, maybe a particular person has initiated certain step which is not in the context of the guidelines or the ethical values of the company. He maybe, you could say, case of the harassments, maybe the case of, you could say, a personal lobbying, we can say. In all such cases, generally the major, you could say, ground, because of the conduct of an employee, because of the capacity of the employee. For example, if I'm working as a branch manager in a bank, and I am capable only to give the loan on certain grounds to a particular customer, but I am just working beyond the capacity or beyond the power what the branch manager do possess. In such a cases, dismissal interview may conduct. Okay, in such a cases, maybe the operational procedure, if it is not being followed by a particular person, in those cases, dismissal interview may conduct, and you may fire the employee, you may warn the employee. It depends on the company policy or how exactly they want to deal with all such situation. That is called a dismissal interview, and that is a case which is not pre-arranged. It is on the base of contingencies. Clear, I think, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, when we discuss about the fourth point, definitely there should be at least two parties. But usually, what happens nowadays, the trend has changed. Okay, as we talk about the dynamic world, as we talk about, you could say, the situational, we have the multiple, you could say, interviewee as well in the practices where we call the group interview. Okay, when you have the 3 to 4 candidates sitting together, and the panel member or members may ask the question one by one to them. Okay, so there would be at least two parties, but definitely these are chances where the company may have some multiple individuals available in the case of group interviews. Okay, the last one, clear exchange of information. Okay, like whatever information, like for example, if you're appearing for an interview, if you are going for switching to a particular job, and whenever the company will ask about your grace period, about your notice period, about your reason of leaving the previous company, you may have to be very, very particular, very, very clear about what exactly the reason. If you will mold, if you will, you could say, divert the particular interviewer in such a cases, definitely that may actually create some doubt in the mind of the interviewer, and you may get rejected on certain grounds as well. That is about the clear exchange of information, what exactly being asked by the interviewer. I hope so it's clear, everyone. Any more doubt in this essentials, please? Anji. Shall we proceed to the next part, structure now?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Let's go to the next part, structure of an interview now. Now, whenever we discuss about the structure, the first and foremost thing is all about the opening or the start. It's very, very, I'm just talking about generalized pattern of interview right now. The first and foremost thing is the introduction, statement of the purpose of the meeting, making the other person comfortable. Okay, and last one, creating an atmosphere of relaxed, open-minded approach, commitment to the purpose stated above, and preparing to start discussing things frankly. Now, I hope so. There are so many individuals in the class, might be, including me as well. Whenever we face any interview, there are, you could say, certain level of atmosphere or climate created under that conference room or that room where the interview is going to conduct. These particular atmosphere creation may depends on the panel member, what exactly the purpose, what exactly the mindset of the interviewer in this particular case, and up to what extent you want to give a comfort to the interviewee as well, so that there should be a healthy discussion on the topic or on the purpose behind conducting that interview. Any situation if you want to discuss over here? Because usually what happened in our academics, we talk about whenever we actually appear for an interview, like for example being a faculty, if I want to apply in a particular college for a faculty member, definitely we always have a particular very soothing atmosphere, because definitely we know that the world is very small, circle is very small. Even like when you appear for the interview, you might have certain contacts with that. And when we discuss about the introduction, the way how we conduct the interview in academics, I'm especially talking right now, definitely I'll just take some suggestion from other students as well. the opening and the start is very, very important. Like, for example, like in the academics, we always need to give the demonstration because academic interview is more based upon research, most based upon your teaching methodology, more based upon your communication skills, more based upon how you actually control the class atmosphere. That is about the major, you could say, peculiarities which you need to keep in mind whenever we are conducting any academic interview. So I just need an input regarding what about the other industries and how the atmosphere or how the opening may be created. Raksha, starts with you.
Yes, first there is a
Personal
GD round.
experience. Yeah, your personal
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah, first we had a GD round, and then we had written exams. GD round is clear, then we went for the written exams, and that written aptitude was clear, and then we went for a technical round, like technical interview, but that was on phone, I guess. Manager was not there. And
Okay.
and then face to face, and then last the HR interview was there.
Okay. So how was your experience when it comes to opening or start?
Yeah, opening was like, tell me about yourself and why you want to join this company. After 5 years, where you want to see yourself. It was like that only.
And like how exactly? Because like once you appear, definitely once you'll open that gate, once you will greet, they might you could say instruct you to sit or might instruct you to do any particular component which is required as per the interview requirement. How exactly the experience was there when it comes to opening and start?
Yeah, it was. So it was very cool.
Yes, yes,
The
definitely.
HR was so relaxed, so cool.
Mhm.
It was awesome. For
Yeah,
me, it was awesome.
yes, yes, that's really fantastic. Uh, yes, Mr. Rahul, any experience of yours when it comes to opening and start of your interview when you got selected for a job?
Yes, sir. First, I just reach my stop. There is heavy rain is there.
Yeah, it's heavy raining. Oh, yes, I know.
Okay. First, I take some.
No, it's okay, Rahul. If you are not comfortable right now,
Okay,
we
okay.
will.
I will continue, sir. I will continue.
Yeah.
And my experience is that there is campus selection, my first job.
Hmm.
And that time, the interviewer are due to some reasons he late to come to my college, and that's his start. And after that, the second company, second or the third. The second is directly based on the uh, cognizant. My second selection is the cognizant, and that time the same the Raksha is said, just like same. And third is in Bridgestone. So in Bridgestone, having some other type of selection method. So first he take a written,
Hmm.
then after that the full technical. There is 6 to 7 rounds, full technical, and then your mental ability to check how you react based on the situation
Yeah.
first, and then the 3 times of HR round is there, and then finally you get your job. And present condition, it is just 14 years back now. And present time, they selected topmost person in any NIT or IIT. Just like who is the topper, they go and they did interview. There is no any written, only the topmost screen is selected, and he selected directly at present condition.
Perfect. Perfect.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sajjan, what about you? I think I just want to know your experience as well regarding the opening and start of of an interview.
Okay. Just to talk about me, my first job happened in 1997, 98. This was way back, very long back, 23 years plus in Eureka Forbes.
Okay.
It was in Bangalore. So it was a funny experience where everybody was put into a room and they were given some sheets and said, what is your expected salary? So I had put in some amount, like around 6 or 7 thousand rupees, and then I was supposed to fold my paper and keep it, hidden from others. But then I happened to see the other friends. They were all writing 14, 15, 20,000 and all. Then I thought I will be rejected because I put a small amount and I am not ambitious. But then the people came and then they were talking about the ability to earn the incentives in Eureka Forbes, and they said your basic salary will be 1,800 rupees. And then they rejected few of the people. They were not looking for that salary, age, and all those things. Then the proper interview happened. To be very honest, I don't remember most of the things, but the formal interview which I attended was in 1998 July, which was with ICICI Prudential, which was in Bangalore Brigade Road, and that was the one of the wonderful interviews in my last 23 years, because their topmost people were interviewing about 350 odd people, walk-in interview, written test, group discussion, all those things like Raksha mentioned. But then I still remember my final round was with the RSM, who was heading half of the country, and I am just a fresher at 9:30 in the night, and they were treating me like a guest at home. They made me so comfortable, offered a cup of tea in a hotel, and then they asked about my personal background and my ambitions and other things. And they actually made me so comfortable where I didn't have to tell any lie for getting a job. I had to just open up and tell the truth, and that's where I got cracked my first interview. And then from there, most of the time I have moved from company to company on references. And I also happen to follow those kind of interviews now. But to be precise, today when I do my interviews with my reportees, there are broadly about 4 to 5 categories of people whom I meet. One, basically the cold calling, which is done by my HR. They get me the people from the market, and in that group there are two kinds of people. One set of people who are desperate to come for the job, and the other set of people, they are ready if the offer is really nice. And the other set of people are very freshers, they are joining for the first time to the industry. And the other set is referral, either your own employee or you get references through your natural contact in the market. I think each of these category we need to start the conversation differently, because a guy come from your own contact referral, you would treat him like more like a very close friend, and you need him more than he needs you as a company. But when it comes to cold calling, the idea is basically to give the candidate a very comfortable place to perform his natural ability. And as you mentioned in the essence of the interview, it's basically not just procuring a candidate for that particular post. How long you will be able to work with him, how you can give him a career, it depends. All of that depends on the interview. But then I'll tell you today also, when I do my interview, since my experience in 1998 when I was just hardly 23, they made me so comfortable. So I felt like, I want to join this company somehow. That feeling I got even before getting the job. So that's exactly the same thing when I do. I offer them like at least a glass of water, if not tea or coffee. And I'll tell them, you just be very cool. Don't worry about whether you get selected or not. It's an interaction for you to understand me and for me to understand you. If not today, tomorrow definitely we'll join hands together. So be very comfortable and perform your interview. This is the way I start. And because of that, I get most of the time they are very true to themselves and to me, and I get the true informations most of the time. There are people who will still cheat with wrong informations, but 70% of the time we will be able to get the best out of them.
Perfect, perfect, Antajan. Like always, nice to interact with you as well.
Thank you.
Yeah. So moving next to, I think, the next part, that is the opening and start we talked about, I think so. And we'll move to the middle and main body. Okay. Usually what happens, like whenever we are appearing for an interview, the most crucial phase of rejection and selection is all about the middle or the main body, or we can say technical aspect of the interview. Because whenever you start an interview, definitely you will greet that individual. You may ask for the permission of certain, either we have to sit, either you need to present the paper, or what are the initial formalities we talk about. But the most crucial phase, when you need to actually convince, you need to put forward your words which might touch to the requirement and expectation of the interviewer. Okay, In such a case, it's very, very important that the verbal and the non-verbal communication always plays a very, very extreme role. Okay, very crucial role when we talk about, because see, I try to understand over here. We are discussing this topic of interview in the theoretical context right now, but the reality is very different, frankly speaking. Okay, because when you appear, it is more about how mentally tough you are, how actually you face that phobia, that you could say the feature, that climate, that environment, that we can say scenario, what exactly the major part of an interview. Because even like if I'll experience, I will just share on my personal experience. Sometimes it happens that being, you could say, a faculty who's teaching a subject for last 5 to 10 years, sometimes you may commit mistake, a slight mistake of addition or multiplication. It happens because of that pressure, because of that particular scenario which is being created by the interviewer in that particular 10 by 10 room. Okay, it's very, very important that the middle body and the main body is very, very crucial, where the question being asked from the requirement of the job designation or the position for which we are looking after, or any, you could say, stress interview we're talking right now, any exit interview we're talking right now. Because the core of an individual, the root of an individual, the base of an individual is always analyzed on the basis of verbal and non-verbal communication patterns. That is the middle and main body. Okay, usually in academics I'm talking right now, or even like if I'll share my experience with you could say the bank where I worked actually. Because my interview went around, you won't believe, it's for 2 to 2.5 hours. It was started around by 7:30 or 8 in the night. It ended by 10:30 p.m. Okay, that's my personal experience, I'm sharing it with you. Because when I entered, it is one-to-one interview and we have 7 to 8 members, board members are available over there. And facing those individuals, because they all are experienced in their own field when it comes to economics, when it's come to banking, and we were only like a student. I'm talking about the phase of 2011. Okay, at that time, once you face that interview of 2.5 hours, you can understand what sort of discussion was going on at that time. And this is basically the main body, because the question is being asked by the interviewer in such a cases, it totally technical when it's come to economics, when it's come to banking, when it comes to monetary policy, when it comes to RBI. These sort of discussion it was, not about an interview I'm talking right now. So this is basically the experiences which I want actually from everyone after completion of this next slide as well. The middle and the main body. I'll just take an input from everyone. Let me complete this closing part as well. Now, again, as we know that even the start is not good, the closing will actually create a most important impact. Okay, it is very important in the closing remark we are talking right now, because sometimes what happens, in order to close your statement, you sometimes may hurry up to wind up. You forget about the basic ethics, or basic, you could say, mode, or basic, you could say, process of actually how to exit or how to close the interview. Because like for example, if the interviewer is done with that particular process, and now they will sum up the discussion, or even they will ask for sum up to the interviewee that what exactly your expectation of salary, what exactly your experience when it's come to the grounds. All these parameters are very, very crucial. How you close, how you summarize, how you greet, how you put the end note, how you will reflect, or how you will answer the question which comes under the salary, we can say, or package we talk about, when we talk about locational factors as well, or even any, you could say, particular communication or certain point which might be based on some situation, might be based on some case. And in such a case, this is again the one of the most important aspect, how you will close it. Because that closing is the last impression, and as we know that the last impression is everlasting. Okay, that is about the closing remark, how you will actually, even though if you will get select or not, doesn't matter, but the experience always counts when you are appearing for any interview process. No company is, you could say, giant enough. No company is small enough. It's up to your attitude, how you will approach to a particular interview, irrespective of the surroundings or odds which you want to face in a interview process. Yes, wanted to have an experience regarding the middle and the end part, please. of an interview? Raksha, please first. Raksha is there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Raksha. Tell me about your experience when it comes to middle and the closing.
So, middle part is like just one thing I've experienced, that in walk-in interviews, I guess they have taken my whole day just to check my patience level. They were just checking my patience level.
Yes, definitely. Because usually it happens in so many interviews. They will call you in the morning around 9 or 10 o'clock, and
Yes.
deliberately they will take your interview at 5 o'clock in the evening, just to want to check out that how you will actually, we can say, behave, or your conduct is monitored because of the CCTVs. We can say each and everything is being monitored in that hour of the 5 to 7 hours period of time. What exactly the scenario which we have generated or created at that time? Any other one, please? And we'll,
Yeah, and
yeah, please, Raksha.
and closing was also good, sir, because one to one, at last they were just telling the selection that who all are selected for the interview. Out of 10, they selected 4, and I was the last one. They said then also at 7:30 to 8 o'clock, they said, you just wait a minute. And I was like, whether I'm selected or not, I'm selected or not. So at 8:30, so they told me that, yes, you are selected now.
Okay.
So it was like, what is happening with me?
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect, I think.
Sir, can I speak, sir?
Yeah, please, Tanvi.
In the middle of the portion of the interview, they check the patience. I agree with the Raksha, but also check the body language, what they behave. Because if the interview is a long, then the body language is some changes is there because of the moderation and the person feel it is happened good, it is happened not good. Like that is the confusion is there. And they checked what it is confident, the candidate is confident or not. Self-confidence they checked. If
Yeah.
self-confidence is disturbed, then body language is also disturbed. And they check the body language is disturbed, then means confidence level is also gone down in the middle of the portion.
Yeah, perfect, sir.
Then
Correct,
after
sir.
that, just Raksha, it is correct or not?
Yes, Anuj sir, it's correct, because when you are with the people around there, they just say that, अरे जल्दी बता दो हम select हुए हैं कि नहीं, ऐसा वाला. So it's
That
not that.
it
Yeah,
is
हमारा.
going confusion on the inside of the persons, and that time confidence lose down. I think so many people lose down the confidence.
Definitely, yes.
Correct.
They checked. This is the true. Okay, sir.
Yeah, even it sometimes happens actually, like when you how you close it, it's very important, because they will always check your non-verbal, how you exit, okay, from your chair, whether you are in the chair or not. The basic etiquette is also being analyzed at that time, okay, because it depends on type of interview you're looking after.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I
So
hope.
can I speak?
Yeah, please, Rahul, please.
Yes, sir. So as per my aspects, in middle level, they judge your personality only, the behavioral aspect, how you react. And that time, it's 2 to 3 hours. They only look how you react only. And because at the first phase, he know about your technical aspects. Also, he know, he already know your last experience, and then he start to judge what you react. And after that, after finish of the meeting, they have some they already made that this person is good for our organization. So that time the ending portion is already is very smooth for those who are selected for particular job. Is I feel.
Definitely.
Yes, yes. You see that in the army section, they starting from the journey start for the candidate in army, just like a in uh, group selection and all those. From the starting of the journey, they check and ask the person how to come, how to this thing. Hello, hello.
Yes, Mr. Anuj.
In the army, sir, already they checked everything
Hmm.
from the pick and point and from the starting of the journey, how to start and all they ask all the things in the army. They check the behavior, body language, all the things.
Definitely.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. Miss Padmini, I think you want to say something. Okay, fine, guys. I think any more inputs, I think, regarding this closing, middle, and the opening of an interview? If we'll not, then we'll move to the chronology. Next topic now. Shall we? Chaliga. Let's move to the chronology, the next part. That is usually when we discuss about the standard timings of any interview. Usually it depends on the type of interview and the designation for an interview or purpose of interview. On the basis of that, usually interview may take at least 30 minutes standard timings. I'm talking right now. Introduction, usually when we discuss about casual talk, smile, handshake, you could say a bit of setting as per the environment or requirement of the company or requirement of the interview. Then you always actually start with the company. Okay, what exactly? Because you always actually will inform, aware you about what exactly the company is, what basically the purpose of this interview and everything. That usually takes a period of 10 minutes or 5 minutes we can talk about. After this chronology, we can talk about the candidate assessment. That include qualification. That's the core part I'm talking right now again. That is about your qualification, your achievements, your question based on the technical aspect, question based on the designation we are looking after, question based on the purpose behind conducting the interview. And then we come to conclusion. Conclusion basically is all about the response, the closing remark, as we discussed as well. Then a particular interviewee will always convince, always want to put an ending impression about why he or she is suitable candidate for that particular job, and then they actually summarize, or the candidate may ask few questions in case if they have any doubt, because the house is after conducting the interview is always open, because interviewer will always actually give an open hand to the interviewee as well, if they may actually ask the question to the particular company or the panel member, in case if he or she having any sort of doubts. Okay, so that is basically the part of your assessment about the chronology of any interview.
Sorry, can I change one thing?
Yeah, please, Abdul. Yes.
Actually, in chronology, after casual talk, we can before company information. In this little, we'll add about what you do in the technical. For example, what you do in this company, what you do in your role. You get my point?
Yeah, understood. Yes.
You can add one more point in the company information. What you do.
Yeah, definitely, because company information is basically all about what exactly
your role. What I mean is your role.
Yeah, definitely, because that company information include everything. When we're talking right now, it's about from the interviewer side, from interviewee side, what exactly the position we are looking after, what exactly the role and responsibility you need to adhere over here. That everything will come under company information.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, because we have actually kept it very precise. Okay, and that's the reason. Any doubt to anyone in the chronology? after that I have to start type of interview, and yeah, because it's a very lengthy topic, types of interview, and that I'll start in tomorrow's class only, because types are, at least we have 20 to 30 types we have when it comes to types of interview. Okay.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Yes, I have a very small workout for you people in the class. Just giving you a break of 2 minutes only, just 2 minutes. Because tomorrow we will cover up types, we will cover about the principle of this particular interview. The preparation part we will discuss in tomorrow's class as well. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Because definitely on this interview, we will actually have a practical exercise on Tuesday. Okay, because tomorrow we will cover up this theoretical part, and Saturday we have already an activity which we have planned, and I hope so majority of you have started working on it, and maybe on the portion of conclusion. Yes, I have given it to you. I need to go back on
Okay,
something.
sir.
Yes. Okay. So, 1 minute, please. Because this topic is very, very lengthy. Okay. And I'm just yes, I think because types I have to start, and I'm thinking to start in tomorrow's class only, okay? Because it's very, very lengthy topic, and maybe possible that even on Tuesday we might continue with this topic, because it's very, very technical and it's important topic to discuss in business communication.
Yes, sir.
Yes, perfect, fine. So we will actually just house is open for the questions now till the moment which we have covered up. Hanji. Yes, students, any doubt to anyone till this point, I think? Because we will start that topic in tomorrow's class on organization to conduct that particular, cover up that particular topic. That's the reason.
So will you please explain Saturday's activity again?
Okay, definitely. I'll do 1 minute. So, Mrs. Sajan, I think you might not have that information regarding the activity. Okay.
You may please share. I will do it.
Yeah, I'm doing the same right now. Just a minute. Yeah, task for upcoming Saturday. I'm just sharing it with Sajan as well. Okay. Yes, Sajan, I have shared it with you. You may just have an access of that. Now the task.
All right.
Uh, First of all, what exactly you have to do? Okay, you are preparing for a job and want to enhance your skill. They are appealing as possible to potential employer. Many career coaches identify the ability to plan and conduct effective meetings as an essential skill, one that often leads to promotion. As with other professional skills, you can develop your meeting skills through observation, study, and practice. What exactly you have to do? First of all, you need to plan about a particular tips and for planning and conducting a meeting. That meeting core or meeting domain should be anything. Okay. Keep in mind about how you will actually observe the meeting criteria first of all. In a word file, you have to prepare 5 meeting skills you want to adopt or essentials of a particular meeting, we can say. Okay. And 5 essentials we avoid always. Yes. So exactly, Raksha, what we have to do in this particular task, you need to prepare what exactly the meeting is all about. You may take an example as well, like meeting is for certain purpose. In that meeting, what are the purpose behind the meeting? How we will start the meeting? What are the minutes we need to prepare for that? And do's and don'ts of the meeting, and ultimately the conclusion of the meeting. So in that periphery, you need to create a word file. You may create an example. You may take a situation as well, and on the basis of that, you could say will prepare a draft for that particular meeting minutes.
Okay, minutes of meeting we need to prepare for that. So
Yes,
any topic, I mean, the topic with it will be ours only, na?
Yeah, definitely. It's open to you. You may actually what happened, like for example, in your organization, you have meeting on Monday, and this meeting may be for any type or any situation. So how you will, because you are the one who is the who will actually lead the meeting. So definitely you need to prepare a draft. You need to prepare that blueprint first of all. How you will prepare the blueprint, that we have to prepare at least.
Okay, sir.
Understood?
Yeah, sure.
Hanji, anything else, please?
No questions are clear.
No more questions? Fine. Because why not starting that topic? Because definitely we won't be able to cover up that types of meeting in the today's class. That's why we'll continue with that topic tomorrow.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Fine.
sir.
So shall we sign off then for the day?
Okay, sir. Bye.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Take care.
Take care, everyone, and we'll see you
Bye.
tomorrow at 6 o'clock.
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Please take care. Bye.
Take care, sir.
Oh,